going on, dudes and dudettes? So I usually do separate videos on Duke and USC sports and stuff, but when it comes to the Olympic sports, they did get a lot of tickets punched to the NCAA tournaments on both sides, like 20 plus people here and there. I got to read out for both schools, so I'm just going to stick them in a little bit of a longer video. Hopefully I don't take too much time reading off all these names and accolades for these players, broken records on both sides, on both schools too. So I'll get into it real quick so you don't have to wait too long for the results. So when it comes to one of the first USC athletes, his ticket punch was JC Stevenson. He's headed to the NCAA championships for the long jump. And then another ticket punch for Elias Gerald, who I believe is a high jumper. And then Ashley Erasmus, the freshman, got accepted for the shot put. Jaron Holmes is going for the triple jump. The men's 4x100 team are making it. Then also Johnny Brackens is back over there for the 110 meter hurdles. And then they got in for the qualify for the 400 meter time as well. And then Raquel Broderick, he got in there for the discus throw. Johnny Brackens got in there once again for the 400 meter hurdles and placed a personal record too. And then all five USC Trojans advanced for the 100 meters for the men's side. And then the 4x400 meters team also advanced too. Then 3 Trojans advanced to the championships in the 200 meters for the men's, and they were all personal records too. On the women's side, Madison White didn't do a school record in the 200 meters, so congrats to her. And then the women's 4x100 team got into the championships. So did the 4x400 team on the women's side. Then also 4 Trojans advanced in the 100 meters for the women. And then 4 Trojans also advanced in the 200 meters as well. And then Mary Yemi, if I'm not mistaken, got in there in the 400 meters. And then there was an update on the women's volleyball team. Yes, they released their schedule. A couple of nice out-of-conference games: Denver, LMU, UCSB, San Diego, Creighton, BYU, Western Michigan, LSU twice. So that's going to be a big time matchup. Even Cal too, but then they start against like Penn State, Ohio State, Indiana, Purdue, Oregon, at UCLA, at Iowa, Wisconsin, back home to Maryland, Washington, UCLA, at Minnesota, back home, Northwestern, back up to Washington, Rutgers, Nebraska, Oregon, Illinois, Michigan State, and Michigan. So yeah, not a bad schedule for the women's this year. And then the next player in Jasmine Gross signed to a German team, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's just like her 4th pro season now. So yeah, that was pretty cool for her. So congrats. And then I think they had a couple players when it comes to high school and transfers. They did get a sophomore player in Daniela Carnot. So I think she's a transfer. They also got another sophomore in Camden Doan. And yeah, I forget which ones. Yeah, these are the swim and dive, excuse me. So these could be transfers. And then they also got a graduate transfer in Nicole Mayer, who's from Miami University, which is actually in the Midwest. And she's like a MAC conference swimmer out there too. So yeah, did some good stuff out there. So yes, congrats to that team. And we'll get on to Duke right now. And on the Duke side, a couple of updates for their Olympic sports. Andy Smith, their top golfer on the women's side, was an honorable all-mention on the All-American team, so congrats to her. Then Christian Toro had his ticket punched for the men's hammer throw. Then Max Forte made it for the men's decathlon. Simon Guttormson made it for the men's pole vault. There's a new school record by Abby Geiser in the women's 100 meters. Joseph Taylor of the men's 400 meters got in. Then the men's 4x400 team got in there, and they also set a school record. Lauren Tolbert got in there once again for the 800 meters on the women's side and set a school record. Alaya Garozo got in there for the women's 400 meter hurdles. Braylon Baker got in there for the women's 400 meter hurdles. And the whole women's team, the 4x400 team, punched their ticket. Also the 4x100 team women's did too. And then the volleyball team on the women's side did set up a matchup against the SEC versus Mississippi State. So that's going to be a big time matchup. And I went back to see what other Duke women's stuff that I've missed on the volleyball side. They did get Taylor Williams, an all freshman team in the all ACC. And then Carrie Keefe got all region honorable mention on the East Coast. Then they had a couple signings. They did sign Allie Donahue from Toronto, Ontario. Then they got Ashby Zubchevich from La Cañada in California. Charlotte Glass from Boca Raton, Florida. Olivia Wayne from Plano, Texas. And Zoe Guillen Malevu from Dallas, Texas. And then on the men's wildcard playoffs on the U.S. Open, they had two ex-Duke players, Theo Winiger and Cooper Williams also. So yeah, congrats to all these accolades for both the USC and Duke side. Gonna be rooting for a lot of athletes coming up soon in the NCAA championships, and hopefully be talking about a couple of winners too from both schools. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Fight on. Let's go Duke.